Got my stripes on today, baby. Look at that. 2-star general. 2 stars, baby. Wearing the rank. Back with another episode of Un-American to be American. Let's get into it. Decide I want to talk about cops. Good cops, bad cops. Some of the origination of some of the stuff that's going on in today's situation with cops. Now, first of all, I want to start by saying that I do not have an issue with law enforcement. It's a hard job to do. I have friends and family that are cops. I respect cops. When I get pulled over by a cop, I try to be as respectful as I can. Doesn't mean I'm going to be sitting here and going through all these loopy-loops. Treat me as a person. I treat you as a person. And I understand you got a hard job, so I'm going to cooperate and everything else. But like I say, within the means of being respectable. I don't have problems with cops. I don't hate cops. I'm not a cop hater. And don't wish no bad harm on cops. So now let's get into it. There's a lot of things going on with cops. Good cops, bad cops. And there's a lot of things going on where there are people that seem to contradict good cops and bad cops. What I mean by this is that a bad cop will do something, and then someone will be put in the same situation, and then a good cop will do what's right, and then the person will say, well, those other people got treated different. Why didn't they should have got killed like the other people did? Or the same stuff should have happened to the other people since we're all humans. What? Huh? What? I'm going to put the situation. You are a citizen of the United States of America. If you do something wrong, you have a right to be apprehended. And once you're apprehended, you are read your rights. Once you're read your rights as an American citizen, you have a right to a trial by jury. Once you have a trial by jury, you are determined whether you are innocent or guilty. If you are guilty, then you will have a sentence. You are sentenced, and then you have to carry out your sentence. That's how the process is supposed to work. If you are guilty of a crime, you're apprehended, you're trialed, and then you're convicted or found innocent, and then you serve your term. The issue with most things that are going on right now, with like say Fidel Castro, or let's say Mike Brown, or let's say Trayvon Martin, or let's say Eric Garner, is that these people were not put to trial. They were not found guilty, but they were killed. So it is wrong in their situation because the American process failed them. They have a right to a trial by jury. They have a right to be put on trial. They have a right for that. They weren't. They were killed. So in those cases, those are wrong. America failed them. The judicial process failed them. The American judicial system failed them. Now, what adds insult to injury is that the cops or the people that are doing these bad things to these other people, they're not being found, or they're not being found guilty or convicted. They're being let to walk free. That pisses people off. That's wrong. Once again, the American judicial system has failed them. Okay? So that is wrong. Okay? We know that's wrong. You as American, if you did something wrong, you should be brought to justice, and you should be freaking trial by jury, and then it should be decided upon them. And if you're found guilty, then you get a sentence. If you're not, you go innocent. That's the American process. They weren't given that process. Here's the contradicting part. People, let's take that, okay? Let's take the Mike Brown incident. They said he was fighting against the cop, and they said he tried to go for the cop's gun, and then they said the cop, fought him off and shot him. Okay, so you have a guy who's fighting a cop, and the cop shoots him and kills him. And they say he didn't have to do it. Okay, I agree, he didn't have to do it. So there's another incident, and this video went viral. They have a video where three cops pulled a family over in Walmart. They had to call for backup because it's a big family. And these three cops are fighting a family in a Walmart parking lot. When I tell you they're fighting them, I'm talking about fist. These guys are throwing blows at each other. These guys punching the police in the face, kicking them. The family's like ganging up on the officers and beating them. Now the officers did not fire and kill anybody in that fight, and there's like 6 or 7 of them. Okay, right? So you get the scope, right? So you get the scope. Okay, let's repeat the scope. Scope is a young black kid was resisting arrest from an officer, fought him, got shot and killed. Okay. That's example 1. Example 2 is there's a family fighting 3 cops, beating the shit out of them. And they weren't shot and killed. They were arrested. They're taken to jail. Here's where the contradiction comes into play. Is that somebody who's black, let's say, mostly black. Sad to say, mostly black. They'll say, you know something, that's racist. This guy here shot and killed this kid, and he shot and killed this kid, but these guys, they're going against this white family that's beating the shit out of them, and they didn't shoot and kill them. That's racist. No, that's a contradiction on your part. You that's saying that they're racist and that the only reason that those people didn't get shot was because they're white. You're a contradiction. You're a contradiction because there's a difference between good cops and bad cops. The guy that shot and killed Mike Brown, he's a piece of shit. I think he's a bad cop. But what is a good cop supposed to do? And what is every American citizen supposed to have? You're supposed to be apprehended, and you're supposed to do a trial by jury and then decide it. And once they decide if you are guilty or not guilty, then okay, that was determined. These people don't deserve to get killed. If the cops got the situation under control and arrested all of them and took all of them to jail, that's what he's supposed to do. That's the problem in Mike Brown's case. He didn't do that. The problem in Mike Brown's case, look, hit him with a baton, hit him with a taser, knock him out, then take him to jail. You still would have got slapped for hitting him. You still would have got slapped. It doesn't matter what you do, you still didn't get slapped. But either way, now Mike Brown has a trial by jury. And he's going through the American judicial system's process. That's what you're supposed to do. He was apprehended. He's trial by jury. Okay, cool. Same thing with the same thing with the family. They got the whole situation under control without killing anybody. And then after they did that, those people were put in jail and they got a trial by jury. And they were probably found guilty and probably sentenced. That's what a cop is supposed to do. A cop isn't supposed to go around, as soon as you grab your hip, or as soon as you yell too loud, they shoot you. Or as soon as you sit there and you question them about what they're doing, you shoot them. Or as soon as they're selling cigarettes on the corner and you shoot them. Or they're running away from you and you shoot them. You're not supposed to do that as a cop. That is what a cop is not supposed to do. So when a cop does his job, you people keep giving him motherfucking slack. Stop it. That's what good cops are supposed to do. You got the guy died on the roof, the one that went in and shot the goddamn congregation, the black congregation up. That's a hate crime. He's a piece of shit. We know he's a piece of shit. The cops apprehend him. He wasn't shooting at the cops. Was he shooting at the cops? No. The cops apprehended him, and then people say, nah, that would have been a black guy, they would have killed him. More than likely, if that would have been a black guy, I kind of agree with you. They probably would have killed him. But the cops that apprehended him and took him into custody, that's what they're doing, is their job. This guy needs to pay for what he did. I would love to now if that was goddamn Charles Bronson, put a bullet in this motherfucker, Charles Bronson style, and just kick him out. But that's not American justice. He needs to go before a trial by jury. Everybody, every American citizen, black, white, Latino, Indian, Iranian, Israeli, doesn't even matter. I don't care if you're Canadian, whatever you identify yourself, Italian, whatever you identify yourself as. You deserve a trial by jury. When a cop apprehends a person who is being violent and does not use deadly force, he's doing his job. They had a situation down here in Atlanta. This guy was, they had a mentally disabled guy, and he was butt naked, and he was, walking around yelling and all this other kind of stuff. And he came at the officer with he had a knife in his hand or something, and I think he might have came at the officer, and the officer shot him. And they said, "Look, this guy's mentally disabled. He didn't know what he was doing. You should have tasered him, or you should have hit him with a billy club, whatever. But you didn't have to kill him." Things like that. That's not good. He used bad judgment. Deadly force should not be your first option while being a cop. True story. My dad. True story. My dad went into a Circle K. True story. On the corner of Covington Highway and Wellborn Road. True story. He left his truck running and went into the gas station to get him something. When he came out, he saw somebody had hopped in his truck and drove off in his truck. He saw him driving in his truck. Now, he's an officer of the law. My dad had his gun on him. My dad could have shot the guy. But rules and regulations of the force. Being a cop, my dad cannot shoot at a fleeing suspect. Even though it's my dad's personal shit, even though he could have did it and shot the guy because he had a gun, that's not rules and regulations. That's not what good cops do. So my dad watched the guy drive off. Not to mention, since he was in a gas station, or what if he would have shot at the guy and missed, and the bullet ricocheted and killed an innocent civilian, or the bullet hit one of those fucking gas pumps and blew up the whole damn gas station. Things like this come into play. That's why you don't shoot a fleeing suspect. You let them run. Not unless they shoot back at you. Then you have probable cause, because now you're trying to protect other people whose lives may be in danger from ricocheting bullets and all that other kind of shit, just like I just said. So here's the deal. That guy drove off in my dad's car, and that guy was gone. And my dad was like, "Damn, the guy stole my car." He couldn't do anything. That's what being a good cop is. He couldn't use deadly force. The rules and regulations would not allow him to use deadly force because the guy was fleeing. He was of no threat to anybody around him or my father, who was in uniform with a gun on his fucking hip. Now, these guys finally, my dad reported it, and the cops caught up with him. The guy was in Forsyth County and was leading cops on a chase. If you look at these chases, majority of these chases, world's scariest police chases. If you look at the police chases, majority of the time, what the cops do is the cops are chasing this car, and they are constantly chasing the car. You don't see them firing guns out the window and all this kind of stuff. Good cops do this because the fleeing suspect is not shooting back at them or not trying to harm, not a deadly danger to anybody. Now, so. What happened is, that's how most chases go. Now, if the suspect takes a gun out and starts shooting at people and stuff, then cops have a right to try to shoot back at them and disarm the threat. That's in the book. That's manual. That's manual guides. Regulations for cops. So, they caught up the guy in Forsyth County. The guy started popping back at the cops. Cops fired back on him, hit him, killed him. Believe me. I've seen the pictures. Blood was on the seat. Glass was all over the front seat, shattered and everything. Bullet holes, all that stuff. I've seen it. So in the situation with Mike Brown, it was unwarranted. Okay? That's bad cop. But like I say, it's a good cop when you apprehend the suspect. Because every American citizen deserves a trial by jury. They deserve to go through the judicial process. you're apprehended. Once you're apprehended, then you're tried. And if you are convicted, then you're punished. If you're let innocent, then you go free. But you have that right as an American. The thing with Eric Garner, you got 5 or 6 guys on him. You got probably more than that on him, stumping him. You know, these guys are sitting here suffocating the hell out of him. He wasn't threatening anybody. It is uncomfortable when you are thrown to the ground. You're thrown to the ground. You don't know how when you sit up in certain like people sit certain ways. People lay certain ways. They can't lay anyway, and they can't sit anyway because certain things are uncomfortable. You don't know how this guy's organs were feeling. You don't know how his arm was feeling. His shoulder was feeling. You don't know if this guy had shoulder surgery. If this guy had broken a leg in the past. You don't know how uncomfortable that is being slammed to the fucking ground. So if somebody is moving and squirming to try to put themselves in a better fucking position to where they're comfortable and not in so much fucking pain while you're jumping on their goddamn back with your elbows inside of them and your damn knees inside the side of their goddamn body, you need to understand that's unwarranted what they did to Eric Garner and how they killed him. It's unwarranted. He did not have a trial by jury. Unwarranted. Bad cops. Bad police work. The guy is resisting. You can say, okay, he's resisting. Put the handcuffs on his fucking hands, stand him up, and then get him out of there. It doesn't take 10 cops to fucking jump on one guy. You a bunch of bitches that did that. You cops up there that did that, you a bunch of bitches. Bitches. That's unwarranted. Goes against the American judicial process. American judicial process failed Eric Garner. He was supposed to, you know, if he did something wrong, then let him go to trial for it. That's simple. If it's that bad. But when these police were apprehending people and they're doing what good cops are supposed to do, I don't like hearing these people saying, well, if he'd have been black, then he'd have shot him. Or if he'd have been... Give the guy credit for shut the fuck up about and stop putting this racist shit in every fucking line you say. Shut up about that and give the guy a fucking hats off. Take your hats off to the guy being a good fucking cop. Take your hats off to him not killing a motherfucker for no reason. Take your hat off to the guy who is not only thinking about your life or his life, but thinking about your life. Because a lot of these cops that are going around killing motherfucking black people, they always say this: I was in fear for my life, and they get away with it. I got so scared I froze up. I was in fear of my life, and they get away with it. Shooting motherfucking brothers and shit. They get away with that shit. And I will tell you this. This is between us. Come here. What a lie to you. This is between us. True story. Facts. I was working at a company. I'm going to tell you the name of the company. I was working at a name of the company called Bantech. They're like Brinks. They're like Loomis Fargo. They're like Dunbar. So what these guys do is that Bantech was basically a company that they were into armory. I was an armor driver, which means that I pick up money from banks. That's what I did. Pick up money from banks. That's what I did. Fact. Now, they said, look, we got to certify you guys to carry your weapon because we know how people try to rob. We know how people try to steal. We don't want you guys being ran up on with guns and you not have a gun. You need a gun. So what they did was they put us through a training course. Fact. Put us through a training course. Fact. Now, when we went to this training course, right, what the guy told us, and this, they tell everybody this. These guys train cops. These guys train security agents. These guys train armored guards. They train a lot of people. Okay? When they trained us, they said this: better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. I want that to sit in your head. I'll say it again. Better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6. Meaning, if you are in a situation where you feel like you may be getting violated, or you get scared, or you feel uncomfortable, shoot this motherfucker and make sure you kill him and be judged by 12 people, then have this motherfucker kill you or be wrong about it, and then you being carried by 6 people and dead. This links to cops saying, I was in fear of my life. I was in fear of my life. Because when the cop says, I was in fear of my life, he's taking a chance of being judged by 12 people. And the thing is that a lot of people say, well, he shot and killed him. When you pull your gun and shoot, if you're a cop, if you are a security guard, if you are armored guard, you shoot to kill. You don't shoot the well. You don't shoot the wound. Because if you shoot the wound, if you were found to be wrong and negligent, that person that's living, you know what they can do? The person that's living, you know what they can do, right? The person that's living can come back. They can sue the department. Then after they sue the department, they can sue the city. And then after they sue the city, they can sue you. And after they sue you, they can sue the person. They can sue they can sue the people that train. They go around on a suing spree and sue the shit out of everybody, and everybody loses. If you kill a man, dead man can't talk. That's what they've been trained to do. Fact. That's what they've been trained to do. Fact. So, these guys that are sitting here killing these black people off and all these other people and stuff, I was in fear of my life. I thought he had a gun. They're taking their chance of being judged by 12 over being carried by 6. And they're killing people because when they kill them, dead man can't talk. So they eliminate all these people getting sued and all this other kind of stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Because the family can only do so much. The family can go about speculation and all the other kind of stuff, but these people got jury. You know, these people got a jury that wasn't there. These people got lawyers that twist the law. So, as far as a family member trying to sue in your name, they weren't there. They don't know what happened. You that were there, you have a better chance of telling everybody what was there and what happened than your mother, than your wife, than your daughter, than your friends, anybody that was not there. You understand? And they take a chance with that. So that's what bad cops, that's what they focus on. That's what they bank on. You know? So we know the bad cops. We're not worried, you know, we hate the bad cops. But at the same time, we have to stop putting the good cops down. We have to stop sitting there saying, well, if you'd have been a black cop, you'd have killed them. Give the good cops some credibility. Not every cop that goes outside wants to kill a black person. Not every cop that goes outside has an itchy trigger finger. A lot of cops don't want to shoot anybody. A lot of cops don't want to get in a physical confrontation with anybody. A lot of cops want to just mind their damn business. You know why? Because it's fucking paperwork. A lot of paperwork. Not only is a lot of paperwork, but if you get into confrontations and you get into shootouts and shit, you gotta explain this to. You have to explain this to your superior. They have to explain it to their superior. Then if it's wrong, they have internal affairs looking down their fucking back. Then they got then if internal affairs. Then even after internal affairs looking down their back, the FBI can step in and investigate them. The FBI can step in and investigate them. Then you got the media and the press. These people have a shitstorm of motherfuckers on their fucking neck for having a shootout or getting in some type of physical kind of altercation. So a lot of cops try to avoid that. They don't want to do that. That's fact. A lot of cops don't want to do that. You understand what I'm saying? So give the good cops credit. Now, the thing with the bad cops is we got to address this. This has been going on since the Civil Rights era. This has been going on before the Civil Rights era. During the Civil Rights era, I'm going to give you some fucking history. During the Civil Rights era, the CIA, ran by Nazi ass, I call him, he's the equivalent to fucking Adolf Hitler to me in the black community. He goes by the name of, what's this motherfucker's name? Not him. fucking name? I hate his ass to death. The CIA guy. No, I know. I cannot remember his fucking name. Yeah, I did. J. Edgar Hoover. Equivalent to Hitler. I equivalent that bitch ass guy with Hitler. The CIA, the Intelligence Committee, the CIA. Which, if you guys didn't know, I'm gonna educate you motherfuckers some more. If you didn't know, had a lot of Nazis working for him, huh? So the CIA, ran by J. Edgar Hoover, bitch ass, punk motherfucker. I hope he's burned in hell. J. Edgar Hoover. J. Edgar Hoover gave the CIA, as the head of the CIA, passed down a memo to all departments, especially during the Panthers era, saying, do whatever needs to be done to eradicate the radical insurgents of people rising against the United States government. So J. Edgar Hoover gave the authorities, the cops, J. Edgar Hoover gave cops all the power and means, any means necessary. J. Edgar Hoover gave these motherfuckers all the power to do whatever they wanted to do and needed to do to get rid of any freaking threat to the United States government and their views. No, Elliot. You're on a conspiracy theory. Oh, really? So then explain Fred Hampton to me. They kicked Fred Hampton's door down, ran up in his house, and killed him while he was asleep. Shot him up. And none of those motherfuckers went to jail. Fred Hampton wasn't shooting out. He wasn't involved in the shootout with the cops at all. He was asleep. They ran in his house while he was asleep and shot him up. He did not shoot at any cop. He was in his own house. How the hell is someone in his own fucking house involved in a shootout when he is asleep? And you want to tell me that's justice? Someone in the CIA named J. Edgar Hoover gave them those capabilities. So these cops come back and say, hey, this is what we did. J. Edgar Hoover says, you know something? We'll take care of that. We'll take care of that. Black people getting killed all over the place that were being activists. J. Edgar Hoover didn't care. Oh, no, don't worry. We'll take care of that. He gave them the right. He gave them the order to do whatever they needed to do in order to get it done. You don't believe me? Oh, really? What about that thing? What about the incident where they dropped that bomb on? They dropped a fucking bomb, a United States bomb on an apartment building back in the early 80s, I think it was. I think it was the early 80s. I can't remember the name of the group. I shared this post on my Facebook before, though. And killed everybody but one little girl. They dropped a bomb. What the hell is the United States? What the hell is the police force doing using a fucking helicopter to drop bombs on civilians? Just because they don't agree with what they say. Once again, so what we're seeing now is the spillage, is overspill of that. J. Edgar Hoover said that shit back then, that these guys can do whatever they want to, when they want to, in order to get rid of threats that they to their government, because they don't consider us part of the government. Be smart about this, guys. He did that. Which is why you got cops walking around right now today that are still killing motherfuckers and that are getting no consequences are being handed to them because of people like J. Edgar Hoover that initiated that shit. He did. It doesn't matter about the department. The department's not over the FBI. The department's not over the CIA. He did that. He's over them. You can talk about the police department all you want. They're not over them at all. So that's the whole thing. So, like I say, here's my whole thing that I want you guys to walk away from this video. The cops that are bad, we classify them as bad cops. When a cop does good, which makes sure that you're living, make sure that the person gets a trial by jury, that's a good cop. Stop giving them hell. Shit on the bad cops. Keep shitting on the bad cops. Protest the bad cops. Demand justice for the bad cops. Demand that these guys get put through the ringer. Understandable. But the people that are doing good, stop hounding them. Stop putting them in the same class as the bad cops. Allow them to do what they do and serve the community and keep people alive and do it the right way. Okay? Stop chastising them. You want to chastise them about not getting on the bullies or the bad cops? Okay, that's cool. You can do that. But as far as trying to put them in the same category and want them to do the same thing that bad cops are doing, stop it. Stop doing that. That's not what we want. We need somebody to be an example of what a good cop is supposed to do and be. And that will be them. Let them do their job. Anyways, till next time, guys. The next time, I think we'll make the video about Nazis. Since we brought J. Edgar Hoover's punk ass up, I hope he's burned in hell. Matter of fact,